welcome everybody. I'm going to be talking about Rotom, and there is obviously quite a lot to get into here. But before I can do that, I want to have a quick little disclaimer. If you just happen to click on this video, welcome. Definitely make sure you check out the description below. There is a link to the very same Google Sheet that I use in all of these videos, and most importantly, you can look at all of the buffs and changes yourself. Specifically, the move buffs and changes. It's very zoomed out because there are 6 Pokemon on the screen right now, so it's kind of hard to see. But normally, when you're looking at the sheet with regular zoom, you can use the sheet on the bottom, and there's a bunch of cool little tabs, and here's the move sheet. Mostly this is important because every move is buffed or changed in some regard. Not to mention there are a lot of new moves, like custom brand new moves, so definitely give those a look. But with that being said, we got Rotom. Rotom's super cool, and I really am happy with these buffs just as a whole. I fixed a lot of the issues that some of the forms had, and in general they are just a lot more fun and cool to use. So base Rotom is actually situationally much better than, like, base Rotom is on equal footing. Its base out total is still lower, just like because of thematic reasons, but its stats are obviously, as you can see, where it counts. In fact, if you go to the speed tier guide, Rotom is currently like the 3rd fastest Pokemon in a hack, not counting, hold on, let me go all the way up, not counting Mega Mewtwo Y. It is the 3rd fastest Pokemon currently, but of course there will be more. Only 2 more Pokemon will be faster than it does, so it will be the 4th fastest Pokemon as of right now in my planning notes. There are a couple others planned and above him though. But regardless, yeah, that's like incredible speed tier, and logically that fits Rotom very well, given that he is this like formless ball of plasma and a ghost. Like, have you ever seen his animations in the newer games? Like when he moves around in the overworld, like he's just teleporting around. Like, he is so fucking fast, and it fits to be extremely fast in my opinion. So they all have incredible abilities, and they also have actual stat differences now, which is pretty cool. Every single form has a unique stat thing. Most of the forms only have speed and HP differences. The bigger forms having more HP, and the smaller forms having more speed, which is just pretty cool to set them apart from one another. But Rotom Fan and base Rotom are very different than the others. Rotom Fan has 10 less defenses than all of them, but he is the 2nd fastest of all of them, and of course he still has that electric flying typing. They all have really cool abilities, so they all have one ability that makes them immune to something, at least one, and then their other ability is either Galvanize, Aerolate, or Refrigerate, or it's another immunity ability depending on which form, because obviously I can't just create fire type Aerolate and stuff. I just have to work with what I have. But when applicable, I did give them Galvanize, Aerolate, and Refrigerate, because they are limited to those forms. I mean, base Rotom has tons of Ghost type stab, electric type stab. So Galvanize is more just a powerful luxury there. Keep in mind that you do have access to infinite usability capsules in this hack. I say this in literally every video, but it's really important. So you are intended to switch between your abilities, not just to run one the whole time. Because even though, for example, on the other forms like Storm Drain, you already resist water. Sap Sipper, you already resist grass, and the attack boost is useless. Flash Fire, you already resist fire. All that stuff, you might be thinking, oh, okay, well, why would I not just run Levitate? You have access to the trainer documents, so you can easily just switch between your abilities depending on the situation and pick the specific one that would be more beneficial in that spot. So you can switch it in, be immune to like for example, like a terrain boosted grass move is still going to absolutely chunk Rotom Mow, or being immune to a status move like Leech Seed, Sleep Powder, all those Strength Sap, all these moves, you can be completely immune to those with Sap Sipper. While with Flash Fire, you do get that power boost. Same with Storm Drain. So those two give you power boost. Sap Sipper is arguably the worst of all these abilities for them, but it's more just a flavor thing. I mean, he's literally a fucking lawnmower. He has the teeth. Like, he literally eats grass. So there's no other ability that fits him better. Yeah, I could have given him Grass User or something, but that kind of fucks up with the whole like synergy between all their abilities. Not synergy, but you know what I mean, consistency. So I went with Sap Sipper. It's still a great ability. It's situational, but it's great. But yeah, all of them are really fucking cool. For Galvanize, Aerolate, and Refrigerate, you have access to Priority Swift, 55 base power plus 2 Priority Swift, which becomes 68. No. 66 base power. Yeah. So you have 66 base power, electric, flying, or ice type stab. The best being on Rotom Frost, because he is also, I mean, he's fast. 91 speed is good, but it's nothing like too insane in the speed tier. In the speed tiers in this hack, you can check those out in the description below. On the speed tier guide, you can see where they all stack up. But you do have also Priority Shockwave. Shockwave is the same as Swift, just electric type. So you have Shockwave in conjunction with Swift, or for aerolate or refrigerate on frost and fan, so those are great, especially on frost, of course, because we all know the infamous electric ice dual stab is great. Not to mention their signature moves are also buffed. Sadly, I cannot give them actual moves. I can't give Wash, Scald, I can't do any of that fun stuff, purely because then the other forms can have it. Because of the way that the form change works, it's not possible for me to just restrict it to one Pokemon. I can't change the form change moves. Those are hard-coded, sadly. Otherwise, I totally would have I would have given them tons of new moves. But yeah, it's fine though because of the new abilities, as well as the fact, for example, Rotom has 150 base power, -2 special attack, Leaf Storm, but you also have Energy Ball, which is 95 base power, so you can pick and choose between those two for Rotom. And of course, Energy Ball is also just great coverage on all of them. They all have great coverage. They have Dazzling Gleam, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Aura Sphere, Energy Ball, Flash Cannon, Focus Blast, all kinds of Signal Beam, and then of course the stab moves and all kinds of other fun stuff. So yeah, that's awesome. They're very strong and just really fun Pokemon to use. It's one of the best Pokemon probably for in-game Nuzlocke, which is what I did. That's what I balanced this hack for. I balanced it for Nuzlocke purely because that versatility there, then you can really just tailor your ability and form for every single boss fight. And you can always have like a pretty optimal matchup, which is really fun. And all the forms are very great. So yeah, I also like how, for example, Rotom Frost does have actual resistances now, so his bulk is not wasted. 75, 107, 107 is great. All of the forms do have access to Recharge, which is a electric type healing move. It heals them by 1/3 HP and gives them the charge effect, essentially tripling the damage of their next electric type attack because it does stack with stab, so it's 2 times plus the 1.5 from stab. It becomes 3 times because of math, so it's incredibly powerful with all kinds of moves. You do have Parabolic Charge, which would be great for like a bulkier set, maybe an AV set. They have tons of great utility. Electro Ball does give you a +1 speed boost as well, so Electro Ball is great. Especially, base Rotom is already extremely fast, so Electro Ball is just naturally strong on him. But on the other forms, Electro Ball is great because you can boost your speed up. So you can use that with like setup sets or, Nasty Plot Electro Ball. Hyper Speed gives you +3 speed, or you can just run flat out Agility via TM, which is a little bit more consistent because, Hyper Speed is not reteachable. But for example, on the slower forms like Wash or Frost or Mow or any of those forms, really, you can run 0 speed investment, get 1 Hyper Speed off, and outspeed everything in the game. So that's also really fun with Electro Ball as well. It makes your Electro Ball much stronger. So those two will make a really good combo, hence why they're, of course, at the same level. Yeah, so Aerolate, Refrigerate, and Galvanize wise, I covered Swift. You also have Hyper Voice, which becomes 95 times 1.2, 114 base power, which is just great. No drawbacks, right? No drawbacks there. And then you have Tri Attack on level 65, which is 35 base power, and it hits 3 times. So it's essentially 105 base power. When you factor in the abilities, they become 126 base power on those 3 Rotom forms, and those are great. That is actually stronger than Blizzard. Blizzard is 120 base power, 85% accurate. So Refrigerate Tri Attack is stronger than Blizzard, and then of course Refrigerate Hyper Voice is slightly bigger than Blizzard, but of course it's a 100% accurate move. So yeah, you can kind of pick and choose there. And as I was saying before with Rotom Frost, it does resist Dragon now. It's neutral to ground if you're running Refrigerate, so you're not weak to ground anymore. Of course, Levitate is still great though, just for situational use. And then you also have you already resist ice, and of course you have the resistances that come from electric, such as electric itself and other stuff like that, steel, blah blah blah. Oh, you are neutral to steel. But there was another resist I was thinking of, flying. 4 times resist flying now because ice resists flying, ground, and dragon and attack as well as ice. So that's nice. That's always really fun. It's pretty good. Wash is the bulkiest of all of them, just because I actually initially had Frost the bulkiest, but I was like, you know what? They're like kind of the same size, so I can be a little bit like favoritism here and give Frost a little bit more speed because it needs the speed more than Wash does. Wash being usually used as a tankier Pokemon anyway. Not that speedy Wash is bad at all. It's great. We all know that, but yeah. And then Mow, they all have their great moves. Overheat is one of the best ones, I guess you could argue, in Hydro Pump because there's no Overheat is recoil, so it's 125 base power recoil move now. Blast Burn functions like Overheat used to. Leaf Storm is still Leaf Storm, just stronger. Blizzard is just more accurate and stronger. Hydro Pump is 120 base power, 90% accuracy, so that's great for Rotom Wash. And then Air Slash is 80 base power, which is a lot weaker. However, Rotom Fan is also the second fastest of all of them and has great abilities. And of course, if you do need a stronger flying move than 80 base power Air Slash, you can always just give Aerolate with, Tri Attack, which is 126 base power, or Hyper Voice, which is 114. You also have Hyper Beam, which is fucking hilarious and fun, and I love that move. It's such a great, powerful move. Hyper Beam in attack is 160 base power, and it functions like Draco Meteor. Same with Giga Impact. So both of those moves drop your offensive stats by 2, and they are 160 base power. So with Galvanize, or Aerolate, or Refrigerate, you get a 192 base power stab move, which is literally just like a Z move. And you can actually reuse that and switch in and out, and you can volt switch out, whatever you want to do. Another fun thing you can do, if you aren't doing a Nuzlocke, which is suboptimal because I did design this for a Nuzlocke, but if you don't want to do one, you can use Hyper Beam into Explosion, because Explosion is 250 base power, but it always crits now. So Hyper Beam, drop your special attack step by 2, then you explode and bypass the special attack drop, and you fucking destroy anything. Even resist will absolutely crumble to both of those moves together. Even like a 4x resist will probably die to both of them because of how strong you are. And Rotom Frost especially really loves that. And also base Rotom, just because of how fast it is, that fast Hyper Beam into the boom is great. And for trainers, maybe I'll give them that, like, AI or something can abuse that. But in general, it's pretty situational. Keep in mind that Ghost no longer resists Bug in this hack. So base Rotom is extremely frail on the physical side, and it will crumble to a first impression, which is one of the most common offensive moves in this game as a TM. So, it's not like it's impossible to counter. You also have TM Sucker Punch, and also every Pokemon in general has priority moves in this hack. So, yeah, it's nothing too crazy. Fast offensive threats are easy to dispatch if you're smart about it and you play your cards right, of course. If you aren't planning ahead, then you might get swept, but that's why you got to be careful. But yeah, that's really about it. Honestly, the abilities are all great and flavorful, and I like how the HP and speed is kind of swapping between the appliance forms besides fan and base form. Of course, I love how base form is all useful and strong now. I love their incredible utility move pool as well. Like, I didn't really cover a lot of them, but you have like Strange Impulse, which drops special attack by 2, Parting Shot, which is huge, Taunt, Sub, Will-O-Wisp, all this really fun stuff that you can take advantage of. So yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna leave the video off there. You can search up what the rest of these moves do on your own time. I guess the last one I'll say is like Soul Absorb is pretty great on like the low base HP sets. For example, like a bulky Heat or Mo set would be great with Soul Absorb, because it heals you by the same level that you are and deals damage. It's Nightshade, but it heals you by the same amount of damage you deal. So that's really fun. I'll leave the video off there. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully this video was entertaining. If you did like this style of buff and change, definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel. That would be really nice. And also make sure you share this video with friends, leave a comment down below, leave a like, all that good stuff. Help me get to 1K subs. That is my next milestone. So yeah, check out the other changes down below. Check out the move sheet down below. And also you can join my Discord server if that interests you. Thank you and goodbye.